This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
All right, the time now is 4:27 here on our Tuesday morning. We want to thank you for starting your day with us here on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. You're going to get up this morning and look outside and say, am I reliving Monday all over again? There is even more snow out there, and that means more school delays and closures, and probably there are going to be more issues on the roadways.
Yeah, I actually thought the drive was a little more rough this morning than yesterday, and that's partially because it was still kind of this snowy, sleety mix that was coming down on the roads as we were driving in. So yesterday was pretty much done and had been cleared off. So you're going to run into some more issues today. It's that really wet, packed snow. So it's sticking and it's pretty thick on the roads. So that's something you'll notice when you're heading out there.
Right, and currently you can't, if a plow has not been through a street, you cannot see the lines on the roadways. So just be careful, take your time, leave a little extra early this morning. I know we sound like broken records when we say these things, but once more and more people get out on the roads this morning, chaos could very well ensue. But the good news is, Alyssa Donovan here joining us, this snow is going to stop. We are going to get a break.
That's right. So we are seeing that come to an end this morning. We are still seeing that light snow out there as you head out this morning. If you're heading out in the next couple hours, we also have the potential of some freezing rain. We're seeing that over eastern counties right now, and we're going to continue to see that potential throughout the morning. So we could see some light icing on the roads as well, in addition to that snow that is already out there. The good news is this is all going to clear out very quickly by the afternoon hours. We're going to see sunshine. Temperatures are only climbing into the low 30s today, so it's going to be a cold day. We do have a winter weather advisory in effect this morning until 9 a.m. just because of those roadways being covered in snow and that potential for a little bit of light accumulation yet this morning, including snow as well as that freezing rain. The good news is we are done with snow for a little while after this, but now we have the cold. We do have some single-digit overnight temperatures in the 7-day forecast.
And that is going to be tough for anyone who is homeless or in a situation where they might not have heat. And we wanted to remind people that there are places that can help you out during this cold weather.
Yeah, we're going to be telling you about a local organization called Stopover Inc., and it's helping to get people off the streets and into shelters when the cold weather strikes. They're telling us you can even use Indigo to get to a warm place. The drivers are aware that this is a process and a policy, so we're going to be breaking down what you should do or what someone can do if they're stuck out in the cold.
And finally, our Rafael Sanchez has an exclusive interview this morning with the widow of a fallen officer. She says her and her organization put a video on Facebook for Giving Tuesday, and Facebook deemed it inappropriate, insensitive, and a number of other things. So we're taking questions to Facebook as to why they did this, even though it was for a good cause. We'll have that plus more coming up here on Good Morning Indiana.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 4:30 on Good Morning Indiana, falling temperatures and melting snow overnight is creating icy and hazardous driving conditions this morning. Our Kelsey Anderson will join us live with a look at what you'll see on your morning commute.
Plus, a shooting in northwest Indiana leaves a toddler dead and sends his pregnant mother to the hospital. What police believe happened here.
And they're stepping up to put their lives on the line and make Indianapolis a safer place to live. A look at the latest IMPD recruit class and why it's already making history. 4:30 on your Tuesday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Lauren Casey. Alyssa Donovan is with us early this morning. And Alyssa, you showed us yesterday, this is good packing snow.
Oh, it is good packing snow.
But it can make things a little tricky on the road.
That's right. So we have that wetter snow falling, still falling this morning in some areas, which is making a little bit of issues on the roads this morning. So you're going to need to give yourself some extra time as you head out. You can see we still have plenty of light snow showers this morning. Most of that is moving over eastern counties this morning, but you can see we're going to continue to see that potential of some light snow and possibly some freezing rain mixed in there throughout the morning hours before we completely see the system clear out. But over the next couple hours, we do have the potential of just a little bit of light accumulation yet this morning for ice and some snow. As we head through the day, we are going to see things clear out. We'll see partly cloudy skies by mid-morning, and then we are going to see some sunshine this afternoon. That's as high pressure builds into the area. That's also going to take our temperatures down. We have a northerly wind that's really going to make it feel very chilly out by tomorrow morning. Winter weather advisory still in effect this morning until 9 a.m. That includes central Indiana and southern Indiana. That's because of that snow that's still falling in some locations and the potential of some of that freezing drizzle. We also have quite a bit of snow that fell over the past 24 hours. We had 4 inches on Monday. We had about 2.5 inches additional yesterday. As we head through the day today, we are going to see those temperatures starting in the 20s this morning. Temperatures will only climb into the low 30s this afternoon.
All right, Alyssa, thanks so much. Let's take a look right now at your roads in the downtown area. This is our INDOT traffic camera near St. Clair Street, looking between the north and south splits. You can see the interstates here. They have been cleared from snow. INDOT crews working hard out there this morning to get that thick packed snow off the interstates, but they are still wet and there's some slick spots out there, so just use caution. You can see the camera bouncing around a little bit in the breeze we have out there. Let's take another look at your roads right now. This is our INDOT traffic camera on the south side, I-65 and Southport Road. About the same story here. The interstates, I would say, looking a little bit better than a lot of those secondary roads. Those are where you'll need to use extra caution this morning. And to give us a look at what we can expect, we want to go out to our live drive vehicle right now. Our Kelsey Anderson in the passenger seat again this morning. Kelsey, good morning. You were in live drive yesterday. What are things looking like compared to yesterday this morning?
Good morning, Lauren. Yeah, the interstate we've noticed is a lot worse than yesterday. Yesterday, this road right here, we're on 70 East, seemed to be pretty much clear except for some slush. But this right now, there's still a lot of packed snow on the interstate. So still, you got to even go slower than you were yesterday, have more caution than you did yesterday. And then, of course, those side streets, like you mentioned, are, of course, worse than the interstate. So it's basically a day to take even more caution than you took yesterday. Give yourself, if you took 10 minutes yesterday, give yourself 15 to 20 today. And again, you're going to have more snow on your car overnight, so make sure you give yourself time to heat it up, clear your windshields off, everything like that. But again, just everyone's going a lot slower today. There's a lot more on the roads, and then we are heading to the right lane is blocked over on 465 by Keystone Avenue. That's where we're heading right now. To check that out for you guys. And then if you send us your commute, you can tweet it to us or send us on Facebook. We'll go check out. If we can get to it, we'll kind of check your area if we can. But for now, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Kelsey, be safe out there. Thank you so much. Well, the weather we've seen over the last day or so is a great reminder to make sure that you're prepared with the proper tools in case of an emergency.
Especially if you're driving in winter conditions. This morning, we are working for you with a checklist of what you might want to put in your car as you drive in winter weather conditions. First, make sure you have a de-icer for your windshield. It's great for keeping the ice off while the wipers are going. Jumper cables are also a must, but if you know you're going to be driving in a remote area with no other cars around, think about getting a rechargeable battery. A gas can also come in handy in case of emergencies. Also, make sure you have a spare tire that's inflated and all the tools you need to change a flat. And if you have room, pack a shovel, kitty litter, or salt. This will help you get out of a ditch if you get stuck. We've got plenty more tips on the RTV6 app and online at theindychannel.com. Metro Police have dealt with dozens of crashes, slide-offs, and calls about property damage over the past 48 hours or so. Last night, a hit-and-run on the interstate left a man in critical condition. It happened around 6:45 on the ramp for northbound 65 to eastbound I-465 on the south side of Indianapolis. Investigators say the man pulled his vehicle to the shoulder of the ramp to check out a possible tire issue when he was hit by another vehicle. ISP says it does not have a description of that vehicle, but it likely has damage to the front passenger side and possibly a broken tail light. If you know anything, please get in touch with state police. And you can keep up to date with the latest road and weather conditions by downloading the RTV6 app. We have real-time forecasts of the snow, live radar, live traffic cameras, videos, pictures, everything to keep you prepared of what's to come and what's happening right now.
And with the snow expected to last through the morning hours, you should also download the Storm Shield app that will alert you to any warnings or watches.
A 35-year-old man convicted of killing his mother during an argument last year has been sentenced to 26 years in prison. Gabriel Bassi pled guilty to voluntary manslaughter charges and was sentenced Monday. Police say in June of 2018, officers were called to the Chatham Walk townhomes near 21st and Franklin Road. When they arrived, they found 54-year-old Patricia Bassi dead. Investigators believe she and Gabriel were involved in an argument, and it became became physical, resulting in Patricia's death.
New this morning, a 4-year-old boy is dead and his mother is in the hospital following a shooting in Gary. It happened early Monday morning in the Oak Knoll Renaissance apartment complex. Investigators say that Torian Dukes was sleeping in a second-floor bedroom when someone outside fired multiple shots into the apartment. He was hit in the upper torso and chest. His mother, who is 3 months pregnant, was shot in the arm and bullets grazed her face. Both were taken to the hospital where Torian was pronounced dead. 4 other children and an adult male were also in the home at the time of the shooting, but none were injured. It's unclear if this was a targeted shooting.
This class of new IMPD recruits is making history. Out of the group of 65 recruits sworn in Monday, 31% are women, the largest percentage ever for an IMPD recruit class. This group will now start 28 weeks of classroom and hands-on training, then 20 weeks of training in the field. The IMPD Academy will focus on communication skills, de-escalation skills, recognition of mental health issues, and cultural awareness. This was the last recruit class sworn in by outgoing Police Chief Brian Roach. He reflected on the differences between this class and his recruit class sworn in 28 years ago.
I wish I would have had the training that they're going to get here over the next 28 weeks, not to include the 20 weeks of the field training phase that they're going to have. So this is a much better department, much better trained than it was back in 1991.
The mayor says he's taking his time naming a new chief, but has not provided a time frame for the announcement. Mayor Hogsett also says the department is still about a dozen officers short of the 1,743 funded by the city budget.
An Indiana state senator is hoping to pass legislation reforming marijuana laws. Senator Karen Tallien fired her comprehensive marijuana reform package on Monday. It includes 3 bills. The first reverses a decision made during last session, which made hemp a legal crop in the state, but made smokable hemp illegal. The second bill creates a regulatory agency for cannabis-related products. The third bill decriminalizes the possession of small amounts of marijuana. Governor Holcomb has said he's not in favor of decriminalizing marijuana because the federal government still categorizes it as a dangerous drug.
This morning, the racing world is remembering a man known as a pioneer in developing products to improve racing safety. Bill Simpson died yesterday at the age of 79. Simpson was involved in the racing business for 60 years. He started out producing helmets and fire suits for NASCAR and motorcycle riders. He once had himself set on fire to show the effectiveness of his fire suits. As you can see there, he worked to develop safer football helmets to protect young athletes from concussions as well. A celebration of his life is being planned for this May at the IMS Museum.
3 firefighters with a combined 67 years of service experienced a first in their careers last week. They helped deliver a baby on Thursday. It all happened at the new Waverly Fire Station out in Cass County. Timothy Owens was born less than 10 minutes after his parents pulled into a fire station. The next day, the firefighters paid a visit to the hospital and made Timothy an honorary firefighter for life. Jeremy Heilman, Dave Shedrun, and Curtis Babbs are all EMTs, but their fire station does not have ambulances. They said this was very rare and it's something they will never forget.
Oh, look at him. He's like, I have arrived.
Yes, he's like, I came quickly. Well, House Democrats are laying out what they want when impeachment moves to Congress's upper chamber for a likely trial in January. What Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is demanding and how Senate Republicans are responding.
An Amber Alert has been issued for a 5-year-old girl and her 6-year-old brother who went missing from their Florida home on Sunday. Hear what police are now saying about their latest search efforts.
And we still have some light snow falling this morning. That's why it is a Storm Team 6 alert day. Winter weather advisory in place through the morning. I'll have the details coming up.
Vicks Sinex. Breathe on.
Welcome back. We are monitoring your road conditions this morning, and it's kind of a rough go out there. This is a look from our live drive vehicle on northbound I-465 near Shadeland Avenue over there towards the northeast side. You can see that you can barely see the lines on the roads. Kind of a game of follow the leader this morning. So use caution, reduce your speed, and as Kelsey's been telling us, you're going to need to leave even earlier than you did yesterday because we all feel like the conditions are a little worse out there this morning. Now I want to go to the latest in the impeachment showdown. A full House vote is just hours away.
This morning, the House Rules Committee will set the ground rules for a final vote on House impeachment, which is expected to happen tomorrow. Now, the focus is turning to a Senate trial. Democrats are doubling down on their demand to hear from 4 witnesses the White House had blocked from testifying. This includes Acting Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney and former National Security Advisor John Bolton. But Republicans are promising total coordination with the president.
These people know better than anybody else the facts. There is no reason on God's green earth why they shouldn't be called and testify unless you're afraid of what they might say.
I am clearly made up my mind. I'm not trying to hide the fact that I have disdain for the accusations in the process, so I don't need any witnesses.
House Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is set to meet with Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to figure out the terms of that impending trial. He's hoping to have the trial start the week of January 6th and go for about 3 weeks. But ultimately, because Republicans have a majority in the Senate, McConnell will have the final say.
Time now, 4:45. An Amber Alert has been issued for 2 Florida children who went missing Sunday morning. 6-year-old Braxton Williams and his 5-year-old sister Bria Williams were last seen playing in their front yard in Jacksonville. Police say that family members searched for several hours before reporting them missing. K-9 teams and drones have been brought in to help with the search efforts, along with hundreds of volunteers. But investigators say there's still no trace of those children.
So right now, everything is an option. I mean, we are working multiple scenarios. Foul play could be a factor, obviously, at this point. We just don't know.
Investigators are hoping to find surveillance video that may give them some clues. Police say Braxton is on the autism spectrum, but will communicate with others. He was last seen wearing a red sweater and blue jeans. Bria was last seen wearing a gray sweater and multicolored writing on the front and black leggings.
A former Ohio State Highway Patrol trooper has been convicted of multiple sex crimes. 45-year-old Christopher Ward appeared in court Monday. He was found guilty of 1 count of sexual battery and 3 counts of gross sexual imposition. 6 female drivers say Ward touched them inappropriately during incidences dating back to 2011. One of the victims was under the age of 18. Ward's sentencing is scheduled for January. He is facing life in prison.
Severe weather sweeping through the deep south yesterday with multiple tornadoes here touching down. The National Weather Service confirms 18 twisters tore through Mississippi on Monday, leaving a trail of destruction. Out in Lee County, officials say that about 60 homes and a church were left in tatters. And just to the south in Jones County, a tornado damaged several businesses in the city of Laurel. While most of the tornadoes were seen in Mississippi, some also struck Alabama and Louisiana. Authorities have confirmed at least 3 weather-related deaths so far. These tornadoes, they're part of a major weather system that's moving east right now before the Christmas holiday. A significant cold front is bringing chilly temperatures and snow to sections of the Midwest, like what we're seeing right here. And this morning, we want to get our weather headlines because it's been a pretty busy past 2 days in the weather department, Alyssa.
Yes, and finally things are going to start slowing down as we head through the day, but we are starting with some light snow this morning. We could also see some freezing rain mixed in there. We do have the potential for a slick commute this morning because we did pick up some additional snow yesterday, and that is still out on the roadways. We'll see some colder conditions and dry conditions to follow this as a colder air mass settles into place. So yesterday, we picked up an additional 2.5 inches at the Indianapolis airport. That is in addition to the nearly 4.5 inches that we received on Sunday. So our totals are close to about 7 inches on the ground right now. And you can see we still are seeing that light snowfall across the area. Most of that is moving into southeastern counties this morning. We're seeing that light snow. And again, we do have that potential of some freezing rain mixed in there as well. So we could see just a little bit of light snow accumulation and possibly a little bit of light icing on the roadway. So it is going to be a day that you want to give yourself a little bit of extra time, perhaps even more time than you gave yourself yesterday. Winter weather advisory still in effect this morning until 9 a.m. and that's just due to that light snow precipitation that we are still seeing across the area. That is for central Indiana and areas to the south of us. The south areas, that's where we're seeing most of that freezing rain this morning. As we head through the next couple hours, though, that is going to quickly dissipate. We are going to be left with some clearing skies throughout the day. We'll see partly cloudy skies to start, and then we are going to see some sunshine this afternoon. That's as high pressure builds in. We have some northerly winds as well. That's going to help cool our temperatures down overnight. Some cold and dry air is going to settle in behind this system that's moving through this morning. By tomorrow morning, we'll be into the teens with those temperatures, and then by Thursday morning, we are dropping into the single digits. So we do have some very cold air on the way behind this system that's bringing us all this snow. Starting today, just some light snow flurries possible yet this morning, possibly some light freezing rain as well, and then we'll see cloudy skies to start before we start to see that clearing by this afternoon. We will see some sunshine. Highs will only creep into the low 30s, so it is going to be a colder day today, and then much colder as we head through the rest of the week. By tomorrow, temperatures in the morning only in the teens. Will only climb into the 20s by Wednesday morning, and then we are going to stay very cold by Thursday morning. Temperatures will only be into the single digits.
All right, Alyssa, thanks so much. Let's take a look at traffic this morning. Here is a live look up on the northeast side, I-465 and East 56th Street. Looks like the interstates in this area mostly clear from snow, so that is good news. Traffic is moving pretty well through this spot. Let's take another look right now from our INDOT traffic camera down on the south side. This is I-65 and Southport Road. You can see traffic there is moving along just fine. We're going to continue to keep you updated on any issues that you may run into. Right now, just monitoring a crash at I-465 and Keystone Avenue. Our Kelsey Anderson in Live Drive is heading that direction to check that out, and of course we'll keep you updated as soon as they get there.
Boeing plans to suspend production of its 737 MAX airplanes. The move comes just days after the head of the FAA said he will not recertify the MAX until sometime next year. The planes were grounded worldwide in March after 2 crashes that killed more than 300 people. But Boeing continued to build the planes during the grounding. There are now more than 400 in storage. The company said Monday that the continued uncertainty of the 737 MAX's future forced it to make the drastic move. No word yet on when the company will get approval to fly those planes again.
Oprah has extended her partnership with Weight Watchers, now known as WW, for another 5 years. The media mogul will remain on the board and continue as an advisor and a major shareholder through May of 2025. Since the partnership began back in 2015, WW stock has risen nearly 500%. As part of her extended deal, Oprah has the option of buying up to 3.3 million shares in the company, which would bring her stake up from 10% to 12.3%.
All Mariah Carey wanted for Christmas was a #1 hit, and it finally happened. After 25 years, Carey's Christmas classic, All I Want for Christmas Is You, has reached the top of the charts. Of course, the singer has had #1 hits before, but the famous holiday song only peaked at #3 before now. Despite that, the singer has cashed in big time on the tune. To date, she has made $60 million off of royalties. Mariah now has 19 #1 songs, second to only the Beatles. Pretty incredible.
I'm actually surprised that song hasn't been #1. I just assumed that it had reached that.
I know.
There we go. Well, a Texas couple is proving that love really does last a lifetime. Coming up here, how long these world record holders have been together and what they say the secret is to everlasting love.
And we're continuing to track road conditions ahead of your morning commute. We will check in again live with our Kelsey Anderson as she keeps a close eye on the roads. It's 4:52. We'll be right back.
Down 0 deposit, 0 first month, and 0 due at signing.
A Texas couple celebrating their 80th wedding anniversary this month.
Pretty incredible. John and Charlotte Henderson got married months after the start of the Second World War, and they are still going strong. The couple met in 1934 and were married 5 years later. Today, their marriage is one for the record books. They are in the Guinness World Record book as the oldest married couple in the world. When asked about their secret to long love and life, here's what John had to say.
Take every day in stride. Try to make tomorrow a better day than today.
At 105 and 106 respectively, John and Charlotte will officially celebrate their 80th wedding anniversary this Sunday, December 22nd.
Wow.
That is so just cute. Incredible.
Yes. I appreciate a fellow December bride. I love that. Yeah. I love that.
And I was going to say, that just must be amazing to have gone through so much history together, and
yeah, you
have
think, like,
lived through
the 1930s to now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Seen a lot.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, Alyssa, something that's not too cool out there, the fact that the snow is still falling.
Yeah, so still falling. We're just seeing some light snow at this point, and the possibility of some freezing rain mixed in there as well. Most of that is to the southeast this morning, but we could see that in central Indiana. Temperatures today will climb into the low 30s. We still have a winter weather advisory in effect until 9 a.m. this morning, so give yourself some extra time on the roads. Much colder as we head through the rest of the week. We are in the single digits by Thursday morning.